Omega Supreme say this video is for human beings 13 years or older. If you're under the age of 13, please leave now.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DR2727. Shout out to my Transformers collectors, Mezco collectors, 1/12 scale collectors, Hot Toys collectors, wrestling figure collectors, model car collectors, whatever you collect. Shout out to you. And this month's video for September 2020 is collecting changes COVID caused. This video serves two purposes. First, it is a collection tour, kind of a mini collection tour. I also think I should show you guys a collection tour at least once a year, or I owe you guys a collection tour at least once a year to show you that I am a relatively active collector. So this video also serves as that purpose too. And secondly, and it's basically about, this is kind of I wouldn't say a response, but this is kind of some of my follow-up thoughts to Bobby Scarface did a For Dummies, and it basically was about Jisk selling his whole collection. Shout out to Jisk, just a cool dude, met him in real life. Shout out to the Ram too, they cool cats. But in that video, I actually asked the question. I was like, is he selling his collection because, he's tired of it, or because a lot of us from COVID are working from home, and, we see our collections way more now, and we're able to assess our collections, and, how much does this stuff really matter back and forth? How much does this stuff matter? Is it something I really need? Kind of that back and forth we have with ourselves. And I can speak for me personally. My collecting room is also my office. So I went from spending maybe, 20 hours in here a week to spending, probably 60 hours in here a week, maybe even 80 sometimes. So like, as you spend more time in here, and you see jobs can be here today, the financial aspect of it and the grown aspect of it too. I have, wife and kids, and, I'm just, as you trying to be responsible. And this is a constant reminder of, hey, am I being responsible? And for me personally, it just made me look at my collection and don't want to sell my collection. I'm not selling my collection. So that's not kind of the discussion, but it did make me look at my collection and say, what did I really want my collection to be? And for me, it helped me kind of look at some of the things and kind of prune my collection. And so first I got rid of most of my Legend scale. So pretty much the only Legend scale stuff I got now is Iron Factory IDW stuff. I had pretty much every Legend scale that was made, and I just trimmed it off just to stick with Iron Factory IDW stuff. And I looked at my MP collection. Excuse me. And it made me look, I never understood why people would just want to be fans towards collectors. But as I started examining, basically picking up my figures, touching them and holding them, and just maneuvering more, I see why people are fans towards only collectors. I'm not going that route, but I am going the route of pruning my collection. Kind of trimming some of the fat, or some of the things I'm not as impressed with, but I just want a representation of a character type thing. So I got rid of two things that stand out. I got rid of my X-Trans bots. Stunnicons, I had the whole set up until this point, but I got rid of those. And I also got rid of MMC Feral Rex. I have invested in Kang toys for my Feral Rex, and I've come to the realization for some of these combiners, I don't need, if the collecting game stopped right now, I would be good with just having a singular, a double, maybe a triple, a non-combined representation of those characters. And Kang toys kind of got me to that because I have the Rampage and the Land Bull. The Rampage is, I love the Land Bull, but it just, as I look in, and I hope they finish the set, I hope it does combine, but if it doesn't, I have more enjoyment looking at the Kang toys combiners than I did the MMC Feral Rex combined. And the same thing with HTB, I have Fans toys, and if Fans toys doesn't finish the Stunnicon set, I'm more happy with the 3 Stunnicons that they have right now than I was with the 4 Stunnicons X-Trans box has. And it makes me go through my whole kind of all my MP toys and be like, what can I live with? What can I live without? Kind of what's a great representation? Because I want what I feel is the best representation. And I've had double representations of some characters. I completely got out of that, whether it was Legend scale or whatever. Now, I do have some because I do like the Bayverse stuff, so I'm investing more into Bayverse stuff right now, third-party Bayverse stuff. That's probably the collection I'm going most into because that's the one who's making the most toys right now. But for me, for Transformers, is becoming I'm decreasing Transformers, the quantity, but I'm increasing quote unquote quality in my mind. And my Transformers is strictly movie MP stuff, third party movie MP stuff, and new Iron Factory IDW Legend Scale stuff. And I also would say with my G1 MP stuff, it's actually getting away from Takara and more third party MP stuff. Not just fans toys, but whatever I feel is a good quality. Like I just got the MMC, I just completed the MMC Bruticus, and I have faults with it, but I think it's a decent representation, a good representation of Bruticus. So I'm happy with that. If somebody comes along and does a better one, fine, but I am happy with that and all-in-one gimmick. But every day as I look at my collection in total, I just look and say, hey, what's untouchable, what's not untouchable, what things would I want a better representation for, what things is this just a good enough representation for, do I need to be a completionist? That's another question. I think I want to be a completionist, but I don't. As long as they're keeping making basically the same characters over and over and over, I have come to the realization I may not complete my collection, which COVID has made me much more fulfilled with my collection than it was pre-COVID. Like I was one of those ones like, you better finish MP scale. But if they don't, I have enough good toys, enough good Transformers that I am content with what I have. Besides Transformers, I have been investing more in wrestling figures. Wrestling and Transformers were kind of the two things I loved the most as a kid in the 80s and 90s. And so I've been doing way more wrestling stuff. And I've been getting way more wrestling figures than Transformers again, just because they aren't making MP Transformers or the Legend Scale Transformers I want. So I've been investing in stuff outside of Transformers, but I have narrowed it down. One thing this has done is helped me narrow my focus down. So like for me, if it's third party MP G1, third party MP movie masterpiece, Iron Factory IDW stuff, and wrestling. If it's those four things, I'm pretty much in on it. I make, cherry pick here and there, but by and large, those are the things I'm more into right now. And as kind of I get those better representations of characters, I'm more flipping towards now. Like I've gotten just as much pleasure out of selling stuff as I have buying stuff. Cause I feel like, I don't really necessarily want or need that anymore. Let me get rid of that. And that just makes me feel good because I'm not holding on to that stuff. I'm actually using that money to invest in other things outside of toys. I'm learning more about stocks. That's capturing a lot of my interest. And I'm a voracious consumer of whatever interests me. Like Transformers, it was, videos, reviews, everything. And so kind of that space is being filled more with stocks and wrestling customs. Still in Transformers, but outside of the Transformers, I think stocks and wrestling customizing figures, specifically wrestler figures, are what consumes more of my, not just what I'm into more so nowadays. I'm still in Transformers the same, but more where I'm spending more of my time. COVID has been a blessing and a curse for me. It's been a curse for what's going on in the world, but it's been a blessing because it has helped me reevaluate my collection, the direction I want my collection to go, and kind of help me realize what's important to me. So let me know kind of what COVID has done for you. Has it caused you to change at all? If it has, let me know. If it hasn't, let me know. Have you downsized? Have you upsized? Are you going all in? Just let me know what changes COVID caused you. Changes COVID has caused for your collection. Also, in this whole thing, just stay safe, stay mentally healthy, stay physically healthy, and we'll get to it. Thank you guys for watching.